Math 3 Study Guide, Unit 1, Additional Skills section. So let's begin by reading the problem, get an idea of what they're asking for. So it says the area of the rectangle below can be expressed as a of x equals 64x cubed minus 27. That said, find the polynomials that represent the length and the width of the hamster painting below. So what we're looking for is the length and the width, I'll put here in purple, of this hamster painting right here. After you find those, build a perimeter in terms of x, put all solutions in standard form. So we're going to have to utilize factoring to figure out what the length and the width is of this rectangular painting. So we've learned different forms of factoring. We've learned factoring using the diamond method. We've learned difference of two squares, perfect square trinomials. This one here, what we need to notice is that this will be a difference of two cubes, right? And that kind of gives it away because that x is to the third power. So what we want to try to do is make this into a cubed minus b cubed, right? And just for recollection, I went ahead and I wrote this formula here. That's what this is. This is going to be the formula for the difference of two cubes. So the first thing you want to do, get this equation so that it's cubed on the left side minus cubed on the right side. So to do that, we know 64 can be rewritten as 4 cubed. That's 4 times 4 times 4. That's 64. X cubed minus 27. If we think of what would a number to the third power, it's going to be 3 to the third power. So what we're looking at is 4x cubed minus 3 cubed. And that's the difference of our two squares. Oh, sorry, the difference of our two cubes. Now, we got to follow along with this to figure out what the two factors are going to be. So we know A is equal to, it's going to be this here, the 4x. And then our B is equal to 3, that number in here. So now we go ahead and we write our two factors out, and we're going to do it using what we have up here in purple, the circled in purple. So we have A minus B. A is 4x, right? I'm just plugging into here. A is 4x minus B is 3. Now going on to the next parenthesis, A squared, that's going to be 4x squared minus A, which is 4x, times B, which is 3, plus B squared. B is 3. There's my squared. And we're going to close that parenthesis. So if you notice on the right-hand side for this right-hand parenthesis, there's a ton of simplifying that we have to do, right? We can simplify 4x squared, we could simplify 4x times 3, and we can definitely simplify 3 squared. So let's simplify those out. The 4x minus 3 is going to stay the same. That is one of the factors for the length and the width. The 4x squared, this is 4 to the first, x to the first, so this is really 4 squared x squared. 4 squared is 16. X squared is just x squared. Minus 4x times 3, that gives us 12x. And then 3 squared is a positive 9. So finally, this gives us our length and our width. So if we're looking at this here, this is our length, this is our width, or vice versa, whichever one you choose. When it's multiplication, it doesn't matter. So we have our length and our width here. So I'm going to say this is my length, and this is my width. So my length is 4x minus 3, and my width is 16x squared minus 12x plus 9. And last thing we got to do is find the perimeter. So remember, the formula for perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if we plug all this stuff in, so the perimeter is going to equal 2 times my length here is 4x minus 3 plus 2 times the width, which is 16x squared minus 12x plus 9. And we solve for perimeter from here. 2x times 4x, or 2 times 4x, that gives us 8x minus 6 plus 32x squared minus 24x, and then 2 times 9 is 18. So let's go ahead and write out our perimeter in standard form. Start with your highest exponent, x squared. We have no other x squared, so 32x squared gets written first. Then our x's, we have 8x minus 24x. That gives us negative 16x. And then our numbers, we have negative 6 plus 18 should be 12. So there we have our perimeter.